If you are trying to get into real estate, but you're not exactly sure what strategy you want to choose, or maybe you're already in real estate, but you're exploring, this video is going to show you 5 of the easiest side hustles to start in real estate this year to start making money. Hey, I'm Nana. I have been in real estate for over 15 years. I have wholesaled, done Airbnb, even been a former practicing real estate attorney, and now I focus on long-term rentals for passive income, and I'm sharing all of my information that I know along my journey. And if you are interested in learning a little bit more about getting into Section 8 investing and Section 8 rentals for guaranteed income and cash flow, check out my free Section 8 quick start guide in the description box below. So the first side hustle we're going to talk about is wholesaling real estate. What wholesaling is when you go out and you find a property at a deep discounted price, you negotiate directly with the seller and you put it under contract for that price, and then you go ahead and you assign that contract to an end buyer. So this end buyer could be someone who is a flipper, or maybe they are a landlord looking for a property, but you yourself are not holding on to that property. You're going to assign that contract to someone else. So let's say you put it under contract for $100,000, then you're going to assign it to the end buyer, to that fix and flipper, for $110,000. You make your money in that spread, right? So you're going to make that $10,000. That is your profit. That is your assignment fee. Now, what makes this an easy side hustle for real estate is that you do not actually have to own the property, right? You are basically the middleman going out and finding these deals and then pairing that up with an end buyer, and then pairing that up with someone who's going to close on the contract. You yourself don't necessarily have to close on the deal. So a major tip for success with this strategy is to focus on learning how to find motivated sellers. This is the skill that you need in order to make wholesaling work, because you're not going out and just finding regular deals. You're looking for deals that are really discounted so that the numbers actually work in your favor. The skill that you have to master is how to talk to sellers, how to negotiate well with sellers, and get these properties at below market value. Another tip is going to make sure that you choose a market where wholesaling is still allowed and the market is still friendly to wholesaling. So you want a market that's not too oversaturated with other wholesalers, but also one that the regulations are not kind of phasing wholesaling out. So you want to make sure you look at your local area to make sure you can still do this. The next side hustle is going to be property management. So property management is when you manage rental properties for landlords. You're going to handle things like tenant requests, tenant maintenance, or property maintenance, invoicing, and rent collection. So why is this an easy side hustle? Again, you don't need to actually own property. It's a great way to be in real estate without necessarily having to own a property, and you just have to have really good organizational skills. So you have to be on top of that. Good project management, good communication skills, because you want to make sure that you can handle both the owner as well as the tenants. And one thing to note is that in some states, you are required to have a license in order to be a property manager. So just make sure you check your local regulations and rules. And a pro tip with this strategy is to go ahead and start with smaller landlords, mom and pop landlords who maybe cannot keep up with their current rentals and are having trouble managing them, and you can start to build your portfolio of business from there. So the third strategy is going to be becoming a Section 8 landlord. So this is when you rent out your property to Section 8 tenants who hold housing vouchers, and the government is going to pay for most, if not all, of their rent, and that's guaranteed every single month. Now, what makes this easy is that even though you do have to own a property in order to actually rent it out to Section 8, because you're getting guaranteed rent every single month, this is a great and easy way to make passive income cash flow, as long as you buy right and you screen your tenants well so that everything flows smoothly for you. Section 8 rentals is what I do right now. It's what I love. It's my passion because I basically want to be a lazy investor in this stage of my life. I'm a mom of 2 under 2. My son is 20 months old. My daughter is 4 months old. So I want my real estate investing to be as chill as possible. And with Section 8 rentals, that's what I get because I screen my tenants really, really well. So I do the work up front so that I really don't have much drama, and and it's very laid back because I also choose to rent pretty turnkey, good condition properties, so they don't need as much maintenance, so I don't get that many maintenance calls. So this makes it really laid back for me and my family. The fourth strategy is going to be bird dogging. Now this is kind of similar to wholesaling in that this is where you go out and you find properties and deals that you then send over to an investor. The difference here is that you don't necessarily have to do negotiating or any of that. You are just basically a deal finder or property finder, going out and seeing, hey, this looks like a vacant property, this might be something that could work for you, or networking with other people and learning about deals. So what makes this easy is really all you need is to have some hustle and a good eye to find these properties and deals. So a big tip here is to go ahead and network with local investors. You can go to your local real estate investor association, which is often called the REIA, R-E-I-A, and just let these investors know that, hey, you're interested in looking for the type of deals they're interested in, finding out their criteria, and then going from there. And with bird dogging, they're usually going to pay you a fee of anywhere from $500 to $1,000 if they end up closing on the deal. And then the fifth easy side hustle for real estate is going to be short-term rental arbitrage. So this is basically when you go out and you rent a property, you rent either an apartment or a home, and you then list that property on Airbnb or VRBO. So what makes this an easy strategy is, again, you don't have to take the time and effort to go out and actually own a property. You are basically taking this rental and now using it, which is what makes it short-term arbitrage, using it to list on Airbnb. So anything that you make off of Airbnb that is above the rent, you are going to make in profit, the rent and any other expenses that come along with it. So the pro tip here is that, you know, the Airbnb space has definitely changed in the last few years. So you want to make sure you are making this as profitable as possible for yourself. You want to choose a high demand area that travel and tourism is still booming, and you want to be in a location that has friendly short-term rental regulations. So make sure you do your research, and you want to provide a property that is not just run-of-the-mill. In my opinion, if you want to be in the Airbnb and short-term rental space right now, you kind of have to go above and beyond and provide really great hospitality and a space that is really going to welcome those guests and attract that high quality type of guest that you want, that is going to pay the nightly rate that you're looking for. And another tip is to make sure you are upfront with the landlord that you are deciding to work with when you do rental arbitrage. Make sure you let them know that, hey, I'm going to use this property for Airbnb, short-term rentals. Are you okay with that? Is the HOA okay with that? All the things. Make sure you cover your behind, your bootay, and don't be shady McGrady about this, okay? That's how, you know, short-term rentals and Airbnb has kind of gotten a bad rap over the years, so make sure you're doing things the right way. Now, again, if you want to go with a more lazy, laid-back strategy that is going to pay you passive income cash flow guaranteed every single month, go ahead and check out my free real estate investing guide, or you can check out my free Section 8 training in the description box below. Now, if you liked what you just learned, you want to go ahead and watch this next video here, because when you pair the two together, you are going to elevate your investing journey even more.